everybody, it's Melissa, and we're continuing the series where I keep it real about YSL. Now, this has been honestly one of my favorite series to do. A lot of S's. Just because there's a lot of feedback that I get in the comment section as well about y'all sharing your experiences with these brands. So I really love that, and I think that it's pretty helpful for people that are just getting started into this hobby. So as always, I'll put a discount link for YSL fragrances in the comment section below. Actually, the link that I'll have pinned in there are my favorite YSL scents, but also just the fragrances that I approve of, like the stamp of approval, and a couple of them that are there because I need to try them and I need to have that constant reminder, like Intense Cafe, not Intense Cafe. So Drop was Intense. It's like flip-flopped, all right? But YSL is the brand that got me started into this hobby. It's what got me into fragrances. And before 3 years ago, or 2 years ago maybe, I was wearing fragrances like back in high school. And when I turned 13, I was gifted Cool Water by Davidoff. My aunt and my uncle gave me the bottle for women. And then I was wearing Beyonce Heat Rush in high school, right? And I'm so used to these fragrances not performing, specifically Beyonce Heat Rush. But when I finally decided that I want to be the best smelling person out of everybody I know, I was consuming a lot of videos and I constantly saw two fragrances always being mentioned, and those were Versace Eros and La Nuit de l'Homme. So those were the two scents that I blind bought. I know that I could have smelled them for free at Sephora, at Ulta, but I was so excited for it that I just wanted the bottle. And the thing is, I didn't have that buyer's remorse. You know, there are things that I regret buying, but I'm not like, damn it, why did I buy? Like, I'm not going to get down on myself for it because I know what I'm getting into. So I saw a lot of lists with La Nuit de l'Homme talking about its sexiness. And when I first received both those fragrances, because I ordered them at the same time, Versace Eros came first, and I liked it, but it didn't feel like me. You know, I was wearing it, I enjoyed it, but it just kind of felt lackluster. It was a fragrance I could throw on if I wanted to smell good, but nothing more than that. There was nothing that connected me to that fragrance. But 3 days later, I believe, when La Nuit de l'Homme came in, I remember I was so excited. I unboxed it with my sister, and we sprayed it in the air for the first time. And the second that scent hit our noses, we both looked at each other and were like, oh shit, that is super, super sexy. And immediately I applied it. And I remember my sister saying, she's like, I'm literally salivating right now. And it's not a gourmand fragrance. If you don't know what gourmand means, it means that it smells like you want to eat it, right? But there was just something so attractive about it that, like myself, my sister, we were just like, this is so good. And I instantly loved that fragrance from the jump. The bottle that I have is the EDT concentration, and I've tried other flankers of it, like the EDP and I don't know, Blue Electric and stuff, but none of them hit like the EDT to me. And by the way, maybe my bottle is a reformulated one, but the thing is, that thing lasts on me. I could do 3 sprays on myself and I could smell it past 6 hours. But because I know that it has a reputation of not being the best performer, I always recommend y'all just to get the big size bottle of it and overspray it if you're worried about that. But I will say I do get decent performance off of La Nuit de l'Homme. So who knows, maybe it is not a vintage batch, but older than the latest reformulation, maybe, if that makes sense. So that was the first scent I smelled from YSL. Immediately fell in love. Immediately. All right. And then on top of that, when I smelled Black Opium, which is a feminine fragrance that smells like coffee, spices, florals, and vanilla. That one was an absolute banger. Then I smelled Libre as of recent. Well, the Libre that I smelled is a different flanker, but I've smelled Libres in the stores and stuff. And overall, every single YSL scent that I smelled, whether it was Sephora, Macy's, Ulta, was so good. And my favorite one that I haven't mentioned yet, one of my favorites, is L'Homme, which is kind of like a yellowish juice. And it looks like the La Nuit de l'Homme bottle, but it has a gray cap or a silver cap on it. And that one is just this really sensual, gingery fragrance that's super intimate. So everything that I remember trying early on in this hobby was just so likable. And that's always stuck with me since. Because I know when people get into a niche, like the deeper and deeper you go, the easier it can be for your nose to enjoy different scents, or your nose to change and to grow out of certain things, right? But for me, I've stayed true to still enjoying designer fragrances till this day. I think for me, no matter how many niche scents that I try, you'll never see me up here saying that, oh, designers suck, and if you wear designers, like you're not a baller or whatever. You know what I mean? Because there's a reason why so many people like them. And if you just don't like mass appealing fragrances, by all means, go niche. But for everyone just getting started and you're trying to build your collection, YSL is, to me, the best brand to start with. It doesn't matter if you're a girl, if you're a guy, you will find a scent that you gravitate to, that you really, really love. Now, in terms of the private blend fragrances, I will say Tuxedo has been my favorite. I have yet to smell Baby Cat. Maybe I'll smell that next year, who knows. But I've smelled Kaftan, Kaban. Both of those are passes to me. I remember being really excited to try those because so many of y'all are like, oh, Melissa, if you love Tuxedo, you're gonna love Kaban, you're gonna love Kaftan. That blows it out of the water. I completely disagree. I think that Tuxedo is still the reigning champ when it comes to private blend fragrances from YSL. But again, I haven't tried everything. I know that there's fragrances like Trench, and I can't really think of the other ones off the top of my head. But all in all, I can't recommend this brand enough. And here's the thing that I want people to pay attention to closely if you're new to this, is to not pay too much attention to what feedback the internet is going to give you. Because a lot of people, they feel the need to want to be different so bad that they want to hate on popular things because it makes them feel good about themselves for being different, right? So you'll see people saying, oh, Black Opium is so basic, literally everybody wears that. L'Homme by YSL is so basic. I promise you, as somebody that's been in very high traffic areas with people, like highly populated cities, I am not smelling Black Opium on like even 3 girls that pass by me out of the hundreds on late nights. You know what I'm saying? Even like 3 is pushing it. I think there's only been one time that I've smelled Black Opium on somebody. And that was at the airport when I went to the currency exchange, and the girl behind the counter recognized me and she was like, oh my gosh, I love your videos. I'm wearing Black Opium right now. But other than her, I have yet, in these past 3 years or so of knowing about fragrances, I have yet to smell Black Opium on somebody. All right, so I just want to give you that dose of reality that the internet makes it seem like, oh, you shouldn't wear these things, everybody has them, but it's really not the case, because there's already a small amount of people that watch fragrance videos in comparison to the rest of the world. So whenever you see people in a certain niche saying, oh, everybody does this, everybody does that, it's not realistic, okay? So when you hear talk like that, I would say, of course, you can try these things for free at Nordstrom, at Sephora, at all the places that I mentioned previously, and just see how it works on your skin. And the key is, if you like it, just get it. Just get it, because that's the main point, is to enjoy what you wear. Because the people on the internet that are trying to shame people for using mass appealing fragrances, these are not people you're gonna meet on a daily basis. When you're hanging out with your friends, when you're going on dates, if you're hanging out with your family, none of them are gonna be like, oh, you're wearing something so basic, blah, blah, blah. You know, and those people that are super loud on the internet about hating that fragrance, even if you did cross paths with them, they are not going to approach you. They're probably not even going to look you in their eye. Yeah, maybe they might think something in their head if they can smell it on you, but they're not going to troll you. They're not going to do that. People are just really brave on the internet, and that's just the way it goes. So I really, really, really just advise you, try these things for free at the store, because this brand has so many offerings that it's so easy to connect with it. You know, that's why to me it's the best entry level fragrance brand. And when I say entry level, I don't mean that, you know, once you're in the game, you no longer use YSL, because I still, till this day, will occasionally throw on La Nuit de l'Homme because it's just that good. But it's a great brand to get your foot in the door. And if you want to stay at YSL, I don't think you're going to be mad at that at all. I think that can be your signature brand for the rest of your life because they have so many amazing fragrances. So, and like specific to this though is they do a lot of sexy fragrances. That's what it is. It's not, they don't do the fresh out the shower, sex appeal sort of scents, or like just fresh and clean shower gel scents. It's not really like that. They definitely are sex in a bottle fragrances. So that's what you have to keep in mind. For all the people that want to smell sexy, yeah, this is the brand. If you're looking for the compliment factor, if you're looking for the head turning reactions, go to YSL. All right, like that, you will not be disappointed with that at all. So that's what I have to say about Yves Saint Laurent. It's my favorite designer brand till this day. There are other designer brands that I will absolutely still recommend fragrances from, but this is the one that not only is it, I'm not saying all of this because it's nostalgic to me, but because the proof is in the pudding with this brand. From my own personal experiences, which should be, you know, enough, but if you're looking for other validation, other people that I know that have worn YSL scents literally love it. They're not upset about it. They've been very, very happy with the fragrances and then just rocking them as signatures. All right, so in the comment section below, let me know what your favorite YSL fragrance is and what you think of the brand as well, what you would recommend for people just getting into this hobby, because I could talk about this for a very long time. And I know that y'all are probably like, okay, just hurry it up. But that's basically all I had to say. All right, I hope that y'all have a great day. And again, discount link for the YSL fragrance is going to be pinned in the comment section below. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.